Here, can you fiddle with it for a second?
No, it's not good. It's not good.
It's the Yeshua. My list.
Did you add that?
I didn't know what you're talking about.
You didn't want to tell her?
Okay, let's go. We're live. We got to go. Arachen of Gimel. Yeshua. That's for you. Go over that, please. So we're continuing actually the word hakol. Hakol is a riboy. Hakol comes to include something that's not in the Mishnah. Today we're going to have, believe it or not, another 13 cases, another 13 Mishnayos that say the word hakol. Zog the Gemara. Hakol chayovim bezimun. Zimun, we understand, means you say Rabbi Yisai Nevorech. When you're benching, there's a chiyuv to have 3 men. We'll see in a second, maybe even women. Make zimun. What's going on over there? What's the excitement?
Zimun.
Zimun, okay. So you're all mechuyev to do zimun. What's that called? La'asuyi may la'asuyi noshem va'avadim. Very interesting halachas, Rabbi Yisai. Women are mechuyev in zimun, says the Gemara. Well, we're going to say in a second, if there's 2 men, a woman is not mitzdaref to the men.
No way.
But the women are mechuyev to make zimun on their own. So if 3 women eat, they are mechuyev to make zimun. Says Tosfos that today it's just a reshus. Now if you look at the Shulchan Aruch, the Shulchan Aruch says that women are mechuyev to. The Ramah says women are not. It's a reshus. So
does zimun mean
yeah.
One person benches for everybody?
Okay, so it means both. When you say Rabbi Yisai Nevorech, you say Shem Hashem, Yehi Shem Hashem Nevorech. That's part of zimun. We're going to learn soon in Masechtas Brachos. If there's 10 people, if there's 1,000 people, you say another thing. There's a Likenu and there's a super one. 100 people, 1,000 people, but so you brought it up. You're supposed to. The way it worked in the time of the Gemara, one person would bench for everybody from beginning to end. In our days, l'chatchila, the way it should work is that the person that says zimun should at least say the first bracha out loud, from beginning to end. Not everybody's sumatman on that. Halacha. Now, what does Rabbi Kimchi do? Sfardim use? No, forget that. I'll ask you in a second. That's another halacha I want to ask you about Ketanim. But so the Shulchan Aruch says yes. I want to ask you about that. The Shulchan Aruch says that women, maybe not. Yeah, I think it was the Shulchan Aruch, but the Rosh in Beracha says not like Taisus. Taisus over here says that it's the tzarich loyim the reshusu lenoshim lezamen. Taisus says in Dibur Masim lezamen is la'atzmon. It's reshus. So that's why today the minig is not for women to be mezamen. The Rosh says from here it's mashma mefurish. It says hakol chayovim. It's to include women that they have a chiyuv and zimun. The Gra says that women are mechuyev to be mezamen, and that's why my wife was very shocked when my sisters said chavrotai nevorech for the first time. But he says not to really do it. The minig is not to do it, but he says the passings like the Rosh.
Interesting enough, I may just say, in Eastern Europe,
yeah,
a lot of the women didn't bench at all.
But you bring up a good point. Another point that I saw in the Shulchan Aruch yesterday, and it's very important because it happens to me every time I have women. The men say Rabbi Yisai Nevorech, the women continue schmoozing. It says they are mechuyev to be part of the men. They're not mitzdaref to the men, but if the men say Rabbi Yisai Nevorech, they have to be quiet, they have to listen, and they have to participate in that zimun.
And they should be at the table.
Yeah. And if a woman doesn't know how to bench, then she should listen to the whole benching from, or anybody else that doesn't know how to bench should listen to B'yoytz.
They should be quiet and listen.
The second one says, I call mitzdaref from the zimun. Everybody can be part of the 3. Now we just said women not. La'asuyi imai. Yeah. La'asuyi imai. La'asuyi kotan hayudeya l'mi mevarchim. It comes to include a minor, a kotan. So as long as a katan knows who you're benching to, he could be mitzaref. So that's I think Sfardim are not like that.
Yeah.
They are mitzaref. Kimchi says yes.
From 12.
I've never seen that. At a certain age,
Only one of them. No, maybe.
yeah, 2 gdolim, 1 katan could be mitzaref.
What age? How old is the
The age that he knows to who you mavarach.
12.
No, it's 12.
What age?
No. He's saying no.
He knows
Baruch
the-
atah Adonai
לא
Hashem
משנה.
Shachol Nimit B'Vayt.
Also for a minion.
Not know how to bench, know
Also
who you're
for a
benching. I think there's enough communal.
If there's an Ashkenazi, the Sephardi's house.
No, even an adult Ashkenazi is not mitzdaref in a Sephardi house. The Omer of Nachman Yudei Limi Mevorchim Uzamnim Olav. Fine. So that's that. The Ramah says that you have to. Over here is the Machlokes Ramah and Mechaber. That the Mechaber says a cotton could be mizamin, that's why the Sephardim are not like the Mechaber, and the Ramah says that only, and we go like the Ramah, that you have to be at least 30. Not like this Gemara, in other words. So they'll explain this Gemara, maybe it means a cotton that doesn't have shlisayrus, or I don't know exactly how they explain it.
Can they add or they?
Akol, what?
Can they add to the same one even though they can't make the same one?
What do you mean? You could add, no.
The child is 12.
To get to 10, from 3 to 10,
12.
you need 3 people, 3 adults. What do you mean to add?
You need to answer.
To answer, of course, anybody can answer.
No, to be counted in the.
No, that's
You want the
that's
3.
ziruf. That's not. Hakol mitamim beziva. Everybody becomes tomei if they have ziva. Ziva is a certain fluid that comes out. I'm not exactly sure what it's called today, but it's not zera. It's some sort of bodily fluid. La'asui mai la'asui tinuk ben yomer. So even if a child, a baby that's a day old, also has tuma ziva the sanyo ish. Matam aloymar ish ish. The Torah says literally 2 words in a row. Ish asher. Why do you need 2? Even 1 you don't need. L'rabbi is tinoik ben yom echad shemetama beziva di Rabbi Yehuda. Because Rabbi Yehuda holds ein miot achar miot el rabbi. So since you have ish would be a miot, or it has to be an adult. It says ish again. L'rabbis. Rabbi Yishmael ben Oisher Rabbi Yochanan ben Breka Omer ein tzorich. You don't need to come on to miut achar miut. It says before in the Torah, all the way at the end of the parsha, it says, and these are the halachas of a nida and a zav. La zachar v'la keva, la zachar kol shu zachar ben katan ben gadol. So it says before in the pasuk that a zachar is even a younger child that doesn't give an age limit. So what do you do with those words? You're right. There's no drush at all. You don't have to come on to the drasha. That's the way people speak. Ish. Hakol metamit mei meis. Everybody that touches a mace becomes avatuma lasui mai lasui koto. Even a small child. So it says mefurish in the pasuk ish. You have to be an adult to be tamei. Ish in katan loy. Every nefesh becomes tamei. El ish lemutei mai. To tell us that a cotton doesn't get cars. What's the chiddush? That's a kasha. A cotton never gets cars. Why would I think over here that a cotton gets cars? Because if the Torah goes out of its way to say that a cotton becomes tamei, so perhaps he should also be punished with cars. Kumash malon, not.
Cars for what? For what?
For walking into the Beis Hamikdash betumah. Hakol mitamim bin goyim.
Are you allowed to be Metami yourself l'chatchila?
If you're a kohen,
Anybody? Yeah.
why not? Yisrael, yeah. Kohen is a problem. Hakol mitamim bin goyim lasuyim mai. Everybody becomes tomei with the neged tzaras. Lasuyim cotton again. Dealing with the cotton that's tzaras, it's considered tzaras. It says ish. It should be a man. Ish in cotton loy kumash malon. Beimachanami. No, but the Torah does say ish. Adam ki ba'or b'sorem mikol makom, but the Torah says Adam, any person. Velo ish lamali. Look at the sanya. Ish ein li el ish isha minay. Kshuoyim about tzarua. The following pasuk says ish tzarua, and then it says v'hat tzarua. So, frag the Gemara v'atzarua kin arikin shnayim. Okay, matam loymar ish. So really, if you look at the pasuk, it's interesting. It says ish, and then it says vehat tzarua, and is different than the first pasuk. Pasuk Perigid Gimel pasuk Mendal it says ish, and then a second later it says vehat tzarua. And by the way, the tzarua, not referring to this ish guy. Ish linyan. So imkei matam loimar ish linyan shel mato. Mato means this down here below. Here's the top. Ish is this pasuk. Below that is this pasuk. What does this pasuk say? It says in red over here, "Begod of Yufrumim, his clothing of a tzarua should be ripped, v'roishi perua, and his hair should grow wild. He's not allowed to cut his hair." Says the Gemara, "Ish pereo forim v'isha v'eno isha peras v'remes." This halacha of letting your hair grow long and ripping your clothing does not apply to a woman who has tzaras.
The drasha is backwards.
Wow.
Because Vahatzarua is being Marbe and Isha, and in that pasuk it says, God of you, Frumim, Varoshi, Parua.
Yeah. But it's a mute. Ish, a mute.
It's only one
Ish. No, but one. It already says ish. That sarua comes to exclude something.
So say it the other way. Say Sarua, and then the second pasuk say Ish.
Eli pulls it out of his hat. Hakol rogi ines anagoyim. It says in the Brisa, when it comes to nega tzaras, only a kohen, as we had a few times, only a kohen could decide, could declare this is a tzaras. You need to be a kohen. You can't be a Talmud Chacham and say a Yisrael and say this is tzaras. You have to be a kohen. So it says every kohen can do it, and then it says in the Mishnah also hakol ksherim liros anagoyim. Lasui mai. What's the hakol for again? Lasui sheni boki behem, which we say you have a real amaretz that walks around with a giant Talmud Chacham. Reb Chaim Kanievsky is walking around with a mamish, a buck. He doesn't know anything about Negoyim,
But he's a kohen.
and he's a kohen. Reb Chaim Kanievsky can't paskin anything because he's Yisrael, and he looks at the nega. He says, "Yeah, say it's tar." It's tar, tame. And as soon as the kohen says it, it comes out of his mouth. It's good. Reb Chaim Kanievsky doesn't have anything. So what's the chiddush? V'omar mar. Rabbi Kiva says, "Einei baki behem u'b'shmisayim einoi royes Negoyim." If a person is not baki, he shouldn't say anything. On Ravina Lekashi Hodin Masbirli B'Sava, we're talking about Ha'ma'aretz, that at least he could understand what's going on and he could repeat. He could learn. Hodin Masbirli B'Sava. There's Ha'ma'aretz that's completely a shaita and doesn't know anything. So if you look at Taisvis did Maskal HaKol Roin, all the way at the end. Taisvis says, V'mtoimer Pshito. Mali Nilamdim Me'esmo Nilamdim Moisayoim. What's that of Kimina if a Kohen learns everything he needs to know and he takes a test and he's good, or you taught him right now on the spot? What's the difference? It says Taisvis, the Afagav, Yishleim, the Afagav Shenim Bokil, but Oisei Nega Kosher the Reis. He didn't teach him all the halachas. He taught him one particular thing. Look at the guy's hand. You see that? That is a nega. Tell him it's a nega. He's tummy. So even on one nega, that's okay. That's what we learned from the word hakol. Hakol ksherim lekadish. What does it mean hakol ksherim lekadish? If you just read it like this, it wouldn't mean anything. But Rashi says it's talking about the meichatos. Anybody's allowed to mix the paraduma ashes with water. La'asuye mai, l'Reb Yehuda, la'asuye katan, l'Rabbanon, la'asuye isha, even a katan, according to Reb Yehuda, even an isha. It's not a kolshem l'kadesh chutz mecher shoyta v'katan. Reb Yehuda machshav v'katan, u'payz l'bishu v'androginus. According to Reb Yehuda, that says a katan is okay, that's enough. And according to Chacham, that say that even a katan is allowed to do it, so they must say it's talking about a woman. Hakol ksherim lahazis, and to sprinkle this mechatos, this would be a chiddush. It's like sort of an avodah. You take a Talmud person, you sprinkle on him mechatos, lasuye mai, lasuye orel. A person who doesn't have a bris milah, why? If he's a rasha, he doesn't want to get a bris milah like his father didn't get a bris milah. He also doesn't want to get one, so obviously he can't do it. Says Rashi, we're talking about an orel that cannot do a bris milah because his brothers died because of the bris milah. So he's a tzaddik, just. He's a kohen. He's a kohen that can't do avodah. He can't perform avodah. He can't eat truma. He can't do anything. Nevertheless, he could do hazah. Because he's similar to Tvul
You
Yain.
saw that? You saw that if he's a Russia, then and he's an Aral, he can't do it.
That's what Rashi says. Why does Rashi say Shemesu Elcham Achos Milah?
It's a case. I'm wondering.
He's a mummer.
You didn't
If a
have
guy,
time.
no,
You
a
didn't
guy
have
that
time
doesn't get a
yet.
bris milah is a mummer.
His father didn't do it for him yet. He's going to do it. Doctor's only
He's
available
a
next
mummer.
week, and now he wants to do
No,
this.
he's a mummer.
He had two
What
brothers.
about an
Yeah,
Aral?
it's not
What about an
like-
Aral that wants to do it? He's a ger.
Okay.
He's a ger.
Fine.
He wants to do it, didn't get to
So
it
you
yet.
have another
He's
example.
not- he's not
What about an
Jewish.
That's what I'm
oral
asking.
that he held his hand back? Okay, fine.
Until he's not a girl.
You tell you give me another example of a person that wants to do it.
And Orla had two
He's another
brothers who
example of a
died.
person that wants to do it. I'm saying a person that doesn't want to do it.
That's what I'm asking. Is it
Yeah.
dafka case
Why not?
of somebody who's
Yeah.
putter from it, or is it somebody that didn't do it because?
No,
he
I
just
think
didn't
it's.
do it?
I think he couldn't get to it. He's not allowed to do it, but he wants to. He has the
It
rutzim.
brings here a kasha from Rav Kiva. He asks on Rashi, why does he say that in this case? So even if the guy didn't do it because he was afraid of the milah, it should also be kosher.
And what does he say? Afraid of something
He
else.
say that according to Rashi, it is possible.
Afraid is a little different than what Noam's saying. Afraid means he has the ability. He doesn't want to do the mitzvah because he has a juk in his head. I'm saying a person that can't do it because he literally they held his hand back or he just became a ger. Okay, I don't see what the difference is. Akoponim, but at Tvul Yom, let's go back for a second to Tvul Yom. Tvul Yom is a kohen who was tamei and he's toiv on the mikvah. He's waiting for nightfall to become completely tar. During that period of time, he cannot eat truma, but he could do hazah. So here you also have a kohen that cannot eat truma, but could do hazah and memela. That's what it says, hakol, to be marbedes. Hakol shoichtim. Going back to Chulin, it says twice in the Mishnah, hakol shoichtim, two Mishnayos, lasuye mai, chodeh lasuye kusi. Even though a kusi is maybe not the biggest, the best ger in the world, is ger arayas because of the lions, but when it comes to shchita, they were makbid on shchita. So b'di'evet, if a kusi shechs, we accept the shchita, and if a Jew is watching him, then it's mamish l'chatchila. V'chodel asuy Yisrael mumar, and we're talking about a mumar l'ti'oven again, the same thing. A mumar lahachis is not a question, he can't do it. But a mumar l'ti'oven, he only has a big taiva. So a guy like that, as we learned, if you give him the option to eat kosher, he'll eat kosher unless it's a little hard for him. So give him a knife that doesn't have any pigimais, and then he won't have that tircha, and we don't have to be worried about him making the meat treif. Hakol malan l'Eretz Yisrael. This is amazing. You could force your family to move to Eretz Yisrael.
I don't know anyone who does
Yeah.
such a thing.
My wife forced me. A wife could force her husband, so to speak, also. If the husband doesn't want to move to Eretz Yisrael, he has to give her a get and pay her ksuba. Whereas if a husband tells the wife to come to Eretz Yisrael, she says no, then he can give her a get without giving her a ksuba. So you can literally force your family to move to Eretz Yisrael.
Truth, my sons.
La'asuyi mai, la'asuye avodim. So interesting. I just realized this last night while I didn't put one and one together. One of our friends from the neighborhood, his wife wrote a very sharp article. You saw that? And he just sent it to me last night when I was
What
doing the
neighborhood?
singing. Our Gold.
Chicago?
Here we go.
Oh,
No.
yeah.
His wife wrote a very sharp letter to the editor of a magazine that put in about Eretz Yisrael. Somebody wrote that it's very hard to live in Eretz Yisrael. The salaries are low and housing is. So she took offense to that. Like it's Eretz Yisrael, you're miragal. So Mamela, with Mamish learning the sukkah here.
No, you're not allowed to speak against Israel, but against
Make
Israelis.
sacrifice.
You have to tell I you.
Raise your level.
Yeah, they say, I don't hate Jews, I just hate Israelis.
No, Judaism is perfect. Jews aren't. Israel's perfect. Israelis aren't.
Yeah.
I hear
You
what you're
can't
saying.
speak against Eretz Israel, but the people.
She was talking about the salaries of Eretz Yisrael. She wasn't even talking about the people. She was talking about the salaries.
Ishkat, here is the wife. Yeah.
But are you allowed to talk about the fruit of Eretz Yisrael? Wait a minute. Are you allowed to talk about the fruit?
I'm allowed to talk about, I'm not allowed to talk about
I'm
the
allowed to
fact
say bad
that
about
Israel
it.
is the only Western civilized country which has purchase tax on fruit, or VAT. There's no VAT in England on fruit, and England and America.
All right, fine. Lasuya avodim.
The mitzvah.
You're allowed to, even an Eved could force his way to Eretz Yisrael. What does it mean? If a slave, says Rashi, is being sold, he could say to his master, I don't want to be sold here in England, in America, I want to be sold in Eretz Yisrael. I don't want to live in England. But that's only if he's being sold. Uleman, the Tani Avodim Behedya, there's a man Omer that says literally, Noshim Avodim in the Mishnah, so then the Hakol can't
Because
be.
he's selling him at that time, he wants to
Yeah,
sell
that
him.
was his son.
And therefore what? He could
I don't want to be
force him
sold
go
to
Eretz
an American.
Yisrael?
I don't want to be an
They
American.
live in Eretz Yisrael at the time?
No, they live in
Where do they
Chutzlaritz.
live?
They
And
live in
now-
Chutzlaritz. They live in Chutz La'aretz, and
okay.
now he's going to force his way to Israel. This is Evan.
It says here, the guy wants his rabbi wants to sell him. Yes.
Sell him in
Instead
Israel.
of selling him,
In
A
America,
rich
I have to sell him
Mexican
in
guy, like a lot of people today in Mexico have avodim, literally.
okay.
The Evan looks at him and says, I'm a chatzi, I'm like a isha when it comes to mitzvahs.
No, it has
I
to
don't
be
feel comfortable
mold.
living in
Rashi
Mexico,
says he
I
has
wanna
to
live
be
in
mold.
Eretz Yisrael. Mold.
Yeah,
fine.
he is mob. It says it's
So now he's saying, I don't sell me to anybody here in Mexico. I want to make my way to Eretz Yisrael. If you're going to sell me to an Israeli, that's it.
It's a bit similar to
Yes,
say.
yeah.
It's a bit
the
similar.
rabbi.
I'm going to tell him this is good.
The rabbi doesn't want
Well, the man did but it says Mefurish in the Mishnah Eved could force his way to Eretz Yisrael. So what are you telling me? How Kol comes to say that? Lasuye minova hayafa lenova hara. If somebody has a beautiful house in America in Chutz La'aretz, and he tells his wife, "Let's go to Eretz Yisrael and we'll live in a really shvacha house,"
That doesn't happen.
that doesn't. I heard
You living in America?
in the Israeli shir they spoke about me. You're there? No, you testified.
Not.
What they say. That
Unfortunately,
you left a beautiful home and went to a dump. It was terrible. What
We-
they say?
unfortunately, it happens all the time. You get people coming from South Africa
Yeah.
who've lived in
Mansions.
palaces, mansions.
And they come here and they
They
live
come
in
here,
Buy a
they're
bathtub.
shocked.
There's a guy.
We built a house in Chicago. Is like 1100 meters, and 3 months later we moved there. My wife calls it a dump. It's one of the nicest places around. It's a dump. She shades everything. I brought you some pictures just in case you want to see.
The house in Chicago?
What?
House in Chicago, she calls it no?
No, this house.
House of years.
Yeah, it's another row.
Compared to
Another row.
what you had. it
Here,
is
hold
another-
on. I got it. This is their construction. This is the knisad for the house, and I brought this. The water damage on the bottom is highlighted. What, you got it?
There's a
Nova Yafa, Nova Ra, Rabbi said.
Ellie, there's a guy named Yushi.
What?
There's a guy
Yeah.
named
Still own the house. Whoever wants to. Here. Dining room. Nova Yafa. If you look closely, I designed these inlays. Whoever wants, it's for sale. The reason why I'm doing this, it's for sale. Anybody, David, if you want to. Nobody wants to buy the house. The detail in the walls, the fireplace. Okay, fine. Nova, you can come for a tour in my house today and see the difference. What my wife put up so.
How does it compare price-wise?
What?
Is this in Chicago?
Yeah.
How does this compare to a house in Tel Aviv or Yerushalayim price-wise?
Are you joking? This house. This house is like
10 minutes, no,
it's like 2 diras in Eretz Yisrael. You can get this house, 12,000 square feet. Yeah, it's a joke. The price is joking. In Chicago, it's high. It's too high. People don't want to. You take that house and bring it here. It's forget about it. Yeah. Okay, but it's also built out of wood. It's not built out of concrete and.
That's why they all burn down in every
What?
fire in California.
Yeah, exactly. One hurricane, the whole thing goes down. Zog the Gemara. Last week, I didn't have any other pictures today. Sorry. Last week, you were in my house, no? You were there.
So his wife can't
Who was
force
there?
him.
Nobody else?
So his wife can't force him to go to a bad house.
No, the opposite.
opposite.
The opposite.
Love.
No.
That means she
That if a person has a beautiful house in America,
And
he can
he
tell
wants
his
to
wife,
go.
we're going to
his wife
Shvach
can't
house,
stop
and
it.
she can't stop it. And you can't force anybody out of Eretz Yisrael.
What's that?
What's the chiddush here? The chiddush is that even though the first case was in a case where the guy wanted to sell the Eved, that's why I emphasize it. He wanted to sell his Eved. So that says, listen, if you're going to sell me only in Eretz Yisrael. Over here, the guy had no intention to sell him, and he ran away. The Eved runs away. So if you're a slave, that's a great idea. You just get on a plane, hop on a plane, go to Eretz Yisrael. Bye bye. I'm not coming back. What? No extradition. Whatever. In the time of Sanhedrin, there's not going to be any extradition.
That's why
Is Maneno? I don't know.
the Arab princess.
Hakol Mal in Yerushalayim. This is very interesting. A woman could force her husband to move out of Bet Shemesh and go to Yerushalayim. Everybody in Eretz Yisrael. Now we're talking about Eretz Yisrael to Yerushalayim. Yerushalayim has more kedusha. You go to Yerushalayim. Even if you have a beautiful house in Eilat, okay, Eilat is not so much, but you have a nice house in Bet Shemesh. You look, and that's how it is. Real estate is double over there, or whatever it is. So you have to go to.
Can
remember when the Daf Yomi share moved Yerushalayim forced the whole share to move to Yerushalayim.
There's actually a member from Daf Yomi that wants to move from Yerushalayim to here. Eli Kamyansky wants to move here because of the shear. It could be a little problem.
Funny, I want to move back.
Now this has no chiddush at all. This says that you're not allowed to leave Yerushalayim now, force anybody to Yerushalayim, so there's no slaves there, and there's no wanting to, even though you're going to a nicer house, no chiddush, it just matches the first halachas of Chutz La'aretz and Eretz Yisrael. Hakol chayav b'sukkah.
Is there a bigger mitzvah to live in Yerushalayim as opposed to?
I don't know if it's a mitzvah, there's more kedusha. That's the only thing that I really found in this sukkah.
There's kedusha today in new parts of Yerushalayim more than.
Yeah, you can see the chayma. You see the chayma. You see it has different.
You can force your wife to move Yerushalayim.
Yeah.
The whole question about moving to Israel is a big machlokes.
The machlokes in Rishonim, if there's I didn't want to bring it up because Noam is a shtickle tzionis. I didn't want to.
It's a mitzvah to move.
Is Yishuv Eretz Yisrael today?
This has to fit even according to those who hold it's not a mitzvah. The shayla is what's mitzvah Yishuv Eretz Yisrael? Is it the actual moving, or is Yishuv that you're in Eretz Yisrael and you're developing the land? Right? That's the machlokes. So according to both, they hold that it's even if it's not a mitzvah to move, that's a mitzvah Yishuv is not to move, but it's still a mitzvah to go to a place where you can do more mitzvahs. And since you can do more mitzvahs in Eretz Yisrael than in Chutz La'aretz,
Right.
then
But is there a mitzvah every minute that you're here? Every Daled Amos, every time you walk.
if you're Mekayim Yishuv Eretz Yisrael,
It's a big problem. If you go on a treadmill, you're not Mekayim that
Why not?
because you're going in one spot. You're walking in one spot. So instead of going
You're
to
a
church,
big
you go
time,
outside.
it's not
Those are the
the
mitzvahs at a higher level.
You're learning Torah at the same time.
so even if
Torah
you
mitzvahs
developing
is
the
not
land
like
is also I'm buying a dira in Eretz Yisrael, so I'm building up the land.
You lived in England in your beautiful mansion. You buy a tira in
Beautiful
somewhere.
mansion in Stanford Hill.
That's also.
People do
That's
that.
Beautiful
mamish
mansion in
also.
Stanford Hill.
That's mamish also.
All right, now we're done with the sugi of Akol. We're moving over to the next thing. The words Kohanim, Levim, Yisraelim. What are those words doing in our Mishnah? We're going to get to there tomorrow. But meanwhile, Hakol Chayom B'Sukkah. It says everybody's Chayim in the Sukkah. Kohanim, Levim, Yisraelim. The Gemara asks the obvious question: Pshita. Rabbi said, if of course a Kohen Levi in Yisrael is Chayim in a Sukkah. Ihani loy mechayvi ma mechayvi. Who should be chayiv if not Kohen Levi Yisrael? Kohanim Yisrael. All these things the Gemara is going to say. The Gemara is talking about a Kohen. Some of them also apply to a Levi as well. Kohanim Levi Yisrael Pshita. Ihani loy mechayvi ma mechayvi. Kohanim Yisrael Sukkah dai chamino hoyel uksiv basukkah teish. This is very interesting. It says basukkah teish. V'omar mar teishu shivas yom came to duru. Everybody knows teishu came to duru. Madira ish v'ishtoy avsukkah ish v'ishtoy. A person should be with his wife in the sukkah. I know not so many people are makbid. The Gronics are makbid. Schlep their wives into the sukkah. They even make a separate sukkah.
Sleep there.
They make their wives sleep with them in the sukkah because of Teshuvah Teduru. You have to be whatever you do during the
He
year.
doesn't sleep with his wife during the year, that's okay.
If you sleep in separate rooms, yes.
So,
Then not right. You should make a sukkah with a separate room. Whatever.
but you have to eat together as well. Eat.
If you do it during the year, whatever you do during the year, you have a nice comfortable couch. Teshuvah Teduru.
I thought man Simchosenu means that you.
I knew he's going somewhere. So now the Gemara goes to another thing. If your wife is with you in the sukkah, there's other chiyuvim. You have to be with your wife in other ways, and that causes tumah. You become a rishon l'tumah, and if you're a rishon l'tumah, you can't perform the avodah. And then Mela, you have a problem. You're talking about Yontif now, and you need kohanim there for all the korbanos and everything. Komash melon, nihid p'tiri b'shas avodah, b'loy b'shas avodah chiyuvim b'chayvi. If you're performing the avodah, okay, you have to be tar. But you're not performing the avodah, then that's it. Midi dahavi aholcha drachim. If somebody is traveling on Chalamayid, he's not mechuyev in a sukkah. But when he gets to nighttime, he's mechuyev to look for a sukkah. He's not mechuyev to build one, but he's mechuyev to look for one. And Mela this kohen, okay, if he's performing the avodah, I understand he has other things to take care of. But if he's not performing the avodah, then he goes home and he's mekayim the mitzvah sukkah like everybody else is mekayim. Hakol chayvim b'tzitzis, kohanim levim Yisraelim. Of course, what's the chiddush? Pshita kohanim Yisraelim. So that I mean, hoyluk siv loisil b'shatnez gedilim tasiloch in the same pasuk talks about shatnez. So they're connected. Tzitzis and shatnez. Man lo yishri klaim legavei b'levisho hu l'mechayiv mitzitzis. A person that has a problem with shatnez is mechuyev in tzitzis. Anu kahanim hoyel v'yishri klaim legabayu. They're begotten the big dekuna have klaim lo l'chayivu. Kamash malon the history b'idon avodah. You're right that you have to wear the big dekuna that have shatnez while you perform the avodah. But lo yidon avodah lo yishri, says Rashi, the second avodah is over, you must remove your clothing, your big dekuna. Taisus mechulek, not here. Taisus says that. Right, exactly, very good. That's what Taisus says over there. That you can't really you can't do it on the second. What's the lashon over there? No, it's a better. It's similar to what he was saying. We're not milachim. Learning the Torah. That's what he said.
Yeah.
Okay. Learning the Torah. Anyways, the point is, while you're in the Beis Hamikdash, you can wear your clothing. You continue wearing it. But the Rabbeinu Tam says, but once you leave, you leave. So you mechuyev like everybody else. You have a Isser Shatnez, just like everybody else. Hakol chayom b'tfilin, kohanim levim Yisraelim, shida, kohanim mitzruchlei, so kadet ramina. Hoyel ksiv ukshar tom lois al yodecha, voyel tevois ben yinecha. It says both. You have to wear the hand in the head. Called the isi b'mitzvah the yad, isi b'mitzvah the rosh. I would think this is like Gemara Menachos. I would think that you can only wear the tefillin shorosh if you wear tefillin sheyad. V'hana kohanim hoyel v'leisno b'mitzvah the yad. They can't wear tefillin sheyad of sid yilbash al b'soroi. They have to wear their big dekuna tight to their hands. They can't put on tefillin shiyah because over here they have the sleeve of the big kahuna. So maybe they shouldn't wear the tefillin shel rosh. Komash malon d'lim ma'akeh adodi. Kedesnan tefillin shiyah. Einu ma'akeh shel rosh. Rosh einu ma'akeh shiyah. So they have to wear the tefillin shel rosh without the shiyah. Umaysh the yad. Chsiv yid shel basoro. Rosh nam chsiv. Sometimes it's nefes al roshoi. Why is the Gemara so worried about the hand? That there's no room on the head either for tefillin shorosh when he wears the mitznefes. Ta'ana sorry, nira ben tzitz the mitznefes shesham meniach tefillin. There is room for the tefillin between the tzitz and the mitznefes. Hagol chayom etkiya shofar. Everybody's mechuyev in a shofar. Kohanim levim Yisraelim shita. Of course, the kohen has to blow a shofar, has to hear the shofar. Kohanim mitzruchalei. So good that the chamina hoyel v'ksiv yoim trua. So it says that when you have to blow a trumpet, every time you bring a carbon on Yantiv, on Rosh Chodesh, even a Tamid every day. So man the lessay it says Yom Teruah. This should be Rosh Hashanah, one day a year that you blow a shofar. Okay, but the kohanim, as it says, Mahani kohanim hoyel visnu b'tkiyah kul shad d'chsiv b'tkadim b'chatzoy shezal yisechem. A kohen has to blow a trumpet all day long, every day, or every month, every. So it doesn't fit into the pasuk Yom Teruah. What's the special day? Yisraelim have a Yom Teruah. Once a year we blow a shofar. Kohanim doesn't fit into the pasuk. It's not Yom.
Did they blow shofar or they blow chatzotzros?
Midami also chatzotzros. Shofar. Okay, so but at least we learned the halacha that they blow chatzotzros. Every day they blow it on Yom Tov, they blow it on Rosh Chodesh, and now we move on to another thing. Israel. So that the Chamina Hoyel Usnan Shovel Hayovel Rosh Hashanah Litkiya Ulul Brachos. Yovel is similar to Rosh Hashanah. Once every 50 years, you have that Yom Kippur on Yovel is similar to Rosh Hashanah. The what? The Isei b'mitzvahs Yovel, Isei b'mitzvahs Rosh Hashanah. What's brachas? That you say Malchus Zechronis and Shofros in Musaf of Yom Kippur on Yovel. What are you looking at me like that? Just like on Rosh Hashanah you say Zechronis, Malchus and Shofros. So on Yovel, once every 50 years you say this in Shemona Esrei.
Once in a Yovel.
Once in a Yovel. Very good.
What, and every Shemona Esrei during that Yovel year or what?
No. On Yom Kippur, on Musaf, once. He said once in a Yovel. Yom Kippur, Musaf, we stick in the 9 brachas. Malchus, Zechronis, Shofros.
3 brachas.
It's a total of whatever. 12. So Memela, since there's a connection between Rosh Hashanah and Yovel, okay, so now we have a connection. Once in a Yovel, you act on Yovel like Rosh Hashanah, so you have to be in the Parsha of Yovel. Kohanim are not in the Parsha of Yovel. If they're not in the Parsha of Yovel, then they don't blow shofar. Why Kohanim not in the Parsha of Yovel? Because the Letzim Mitzvahs Yovel, Letzim Mitzvahs Rosh Hashanah. V'hani Kohanim, Choyel v'Letzim v'Mitzvahs Yovel, this nan. Kohanim Levim Moichem La'olam, v'Goyalim La'olam. What does La'olam mean over here? Only on the year of Yovel. A Kohen could sell his field on Yovel when a Yisrael cannot. V'Goyalim La'olam. La'olam means the first 2 years, there's a cool down period for Yisrael. He sells his field, he cannot redeem his field for 2 years. A Kohen can redeem his field for the first 2 years. So Memela, in a way, he's not so much in the mitzvahs of Yovel. Ema b'mitzvahs Rosh Hashanah nami lo l'chayvim. Maybe you shouldn't be chayvim in shofar. Chamash malo and hakol chayavim. Why? He the listener b'ashmadas karka. You're right. When it comes to those halachas of the second year, the on Yovel itself, he's not there. B'ashmadas ksofim u'b'shiluach avodim mi isnu. There's another halacha that every Yovel or every Shemitah asks Taisus. This has nothing to do with Yovel. Right? We do a pruzbul. Why do we do a pruzbul? Because all our chayvahs go bye-bye, flying away. So a kohen is also, his chayvahs go bye-bye. His eved goes free. Memela, he is in the parish of Tkiyah Shofar. So why does Gemara say Yovel? This is a halach of Shemitah, not Yovel. Says Taisus, because if Yovel doesn't exist, Shemitah doesn't exist. So in a way it is connected to Yovel. Midorais. Have a wonderful day. This is a Mamish Geshmach of Masechta. Bring your friends. It's Mamish. How long did you go by like this? Noam, pick me up over there.
Don't count it.
What?
Don't count